Hey guys, it's me, Pookie Izzy 7, and it's the month of July, and that means we pay tribute and homage to various games with an anime motif. Thus, we're calling it Anime Month. So, for the first of many games of said motif is one from the arcades that has not been released outside of Japan and is brought to us by the fine people at Banpresto, makers of the Super Robot Tyson series and the Great Battle series, known throughout all Japan and probably outside Japan in a few known ports. So I present to you the one game in which should be a highlight to most of all if you were born in the 80s. This is Choujikyuu Yousai Macross, or Super Dimensional Fortress Macross. And you're probably wondering who all those names are. Well, that of course is the cast of Macross. How cute. Alright, so as you can see, this is a standard shooter based off the anime. Hello, Meme. Thank you for serving the fish heads. And of course, if you are familiar with the series of Macross, then you should know that this is based off the first episode, in which the Zentraedi are out in full force and taking down the forces of the UN Spacey. And you can certainly change into different levels of your Valkyrie, like the fighter and the Gerwalk and the Bachelloid. Now you see the Zentraedi are running. Of course, I am playing as Hikaru Ichijo, who in the dub in Macross is known as Rick Hunter. Now you can also play as the second player as Maximilian Genius, who you know better as the marksman, who actually stayed out longer because of him mating with a Zentraedi, and you know him better from the sequel series Macross 7. Of course, we get bombs, and of course you can use bombs. And yes, it does sound as bad as it does in some parts. There have been many incarnations of the series. Many of those we can remember. It's basically straight off the anime. Like, there's one on the PC Engine called Macross 2036. Do You Remember Love? And Flashback 2036, I believe. There have also been plenty of sequels to the series, like Macross Frontier and Macross 2, which is basically an OVA. And the funny thing is, I own most of the series. The original Macross, yes, the original Macross, not Robotech, even though I have a teeny bit of Robotech. And Skype. Go figure. Anyway, while that's going on, yes, a lot of that has been going, you know, like I said, I'm the resident otaku of YouTube. And I'm really a nut for these sort of games, anime games, because it shows my otaku-ness. I mean, pretty much, if you are a fan of the Super Robot Tyson series, Macross, Orgus, Macross 2, Macross 7, well, I'm not sure about Macross 2, but I'm sure Macross 1 and Macross 7 have been in very few instances in the Super Robot Tyson storyline. And what I do like about Super Robot Tyson is that they do pay attention to the little inklings of various anime. Matter of fact, most of the Super Robot Tyson games, or rather the later ones, excluding the original generation ones, basically covers most of the anime that most of said series that they have posted are included in. Like, I noticed the last video I actually saw was a Super Robot Tyson Z2. I forgot what it was called, but it had God Mars, Zambot 3, Orgus, Macross, of course, Mazinger, Get a Robo, the Big O, and of course, Gundam. And all I'd say is, yeah, I'm hoping Koei actually somehow does something more. I mean, I'm hoping that they can merge with Bam Presto, get rights with Sunrise, because Sunrise has rights to many of these games. And no joke, they have the rights to most of the... I shouldn't say most of the games, but... Sunrise has rights to most of the series that are featured in Super Robot Tyson. And why am I mentioning this? And in a Macross game? Because Macross happens to be one of the most underrated anime shows to date. I kid you not. I mean, if you were to ask me between Macross or Robotech or even Gundam, which is the better one, it's Macross. Because Macross was more of anything of a love story than anything else. Even though it was a space war drama, it still had the effects of a love story. And I kind of like that in certain anime. You know, when it tells a good love story, and not have a Phyllis, you know, that's the thing. It did not have a Phyllis. It actually had, you know, I mean, if you took all the war elements out of it, you basically had a story about one guy who had feelings for two women, but one of them loved him, but it was kind of unrequited, I suppose. I mean, sadly, Gundam is not like that. Gundam's like, okay, well, you know, you say you love each other, then you fuck it, and after that, you know, then you gotta go into war and then blow shit up, and of course, lives are lost and everything else. And of course, Gundam is done by Yoshiyuki Tomino. It's just one of those things I kind of have a thing for about certain anime. Will you stop talking to me? Anyway, the one thing I really do enjoy, though, out of a good anime, is it gotta have a good storyline. It's like, I love futuristic anime. Like, I have on my, I have as my desktop thing, Tekkaman Blade. Now, normally it was my Lenovo desktop, but, you know, I got tired of seeing that over and over again, so I decided, hey, I might as well change it. So, having my old photos, that's what I did. God damn, that was quick. And the Zentraedi are out in full force. And here comes Miriya. It was love at first shot. Yeah, with Max, it was love at first shot. Now, I've done a Macross game before. It was on the Super Nintendo. Well, Super Famicom, to be quite precise. And it was called Macross Scrambled Valkyrie. Like I said there, I mean, Macross hasn't had the pleasure of getting that many game releases. I mean, the only one I remember, there's another one out there called Robotech, the Macross Saga for Game Boy Advance. Basically another shooter. Don't really care if it's gonna be off sync or not. I really don't care. And for those who are saying, you're not playing it right, shut up. This is free entertainment. That's all there is. Miriya. Yeah, if I was playing this normally, I'd get killed right there. Know how fast it can really be with bombs. But to be quite honest, there have been 3 Macross games to date. 3 Macross arcade games to date. This is the first one. Then there was one based off the OVA. And then there's another one also based off the OVA, which is called Macross Plus. I know many of you have never seen this one, nor have you ever seen Macross 2, which I plan to showcase. In a short while. And of course, since this is a game that kind of loops, one thing I am going to do is after this is done, since it doesn't have pretty much, since it doesn't have much of anything like, credits, but I'm pretty sure if you beat it twice, and it says, thank you for playing, blah, 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 and then it loops all over again. It's kind of like that with any old school game. Konami did it with their earlier works. Let's see. No, Konami pretty much did everything in loops. It's like after you beat it, oh, press start. Again. Why would I want to press start again after beating it? Now you're pretty much wondering, why is the sound emulation so bad? That's how it was found. It just says so. Look, it's gonna be terrible. So just so you know, they'll say, oh, it sounds terrible. Yeah, that's what it said before. Now notice, if I were to try something as stupid as try to outshoot something like that, it wouldn't work. Let's go into the core and for the future! For great justice! And believe it or not, yes, that is what it plays every time that an episode shows up. It plays that little sting. And plays throughout the freaking music during a heated battle. Now, I had the courtesy of playing Macross Plus in the arcades when I was in Japan. Right by Yousai Station. It wasn't that far from where I lived, actually. It was like a 30-minute walk. actually surprised they never actually did something more than Southern Cross. I really wish they did a Southern Cross game. Like if they did what was it called? Space Cavalry, I think it was called Space Cavalry Unit Southern Cross. I don't know the actual title. I kind of wish they also did a Orgus, a Choujikyuu Seiki Orgus game. That would have been nice. Nah. Let's blow this motherfucker up, shall we? No, it would have been nice just to try Orgus, try something with Orgus, because that too was part of the Super Dimensional Saga, as well as Megazone 23. That would have been nice too. And that, we shall say, is that because the planet has been blown up and the Earth is now once again in peace. And yeah, that's it. And when you finish, it just loops back up again. So with that, I have been the Tenkaichi of Gaming, Ichigo Musuko, aka Pookie87, and this was Choujikyuu Seiki. Choujikyuu Yousai Macross. So, with that, yeah. That'll do it, and that'll be it for now. I'm pretty sure you don't want to see me play this again, so on that note, this has been SDF Macross for the arcade, brought to us by Banpresto of 1992 and Big West of 1982. So until then, this is the Tenkaichi of Gaming, and I'm blasting off again. Take care, y'all. Thanks for watching.